Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald representing the Center for Renewing America. It's an organization founded by Russ Vought, who was the White House budget director for the Trump administration. And he is starting this organization to form a national coalition where we're going to work on border security, election integrity, and government oversight. One of the things that Russ specifically asked me to do was rip his videos and put them on our platform. So for starters, we're going to do that. My wife, Donna, and I will be working on the ground in Georgia with Wesley Ross. If you're from Georgia, you know who he is. So you could reach out to myself, to Wesley. We'll get you connected with the long-term plan if you want to help us. And we're going to be officially partnering with Veterans for America First to use our platform to reach more people in this effort to help save America. So please watch these videos, visit the website. I'll be on weekly calls with the team, and we'll keep you updated on how you can help.
Senator, the far left refusing to back down from their extreme positions on education, even after a big week across our country for Republicans. So could this come back to haunt Democrats in next year's midterms? Former Office of Management and Budget Director Russ Vought joins us now. He's also founder of the Center for Renewing America, and he took steps during the Trump White House to eliminate critical race theory. Russ, good to see you again. It's
good to see you as well.
Good to have you back in the studio, by the way, too.
Absolutely.
So Democrats are lashing out on CRT, saying we lost big on Tuesday night because the Republicans fabricated a lie when it comes to critical race theory. What do you say?
Well, they're at a crossroads. I mean, how can you say that it doesn't exist and then you have others who are saying it's time to double down on it, that the way to deal with this is to go on offense? And I think they have a real interesting moment that they've got to think through. I personally believe that they are not going to be able to back away from it because it is decades worth of their governing strategy. And what we saw in Virginia is we saw parents rejecting that across the state and being able to say, we are going to get this out of our schools, and you're not going to call us a racist. We're going to plow forward. We're going to be fearless. And Virginia, as a result, had great momentum. And we saw what happens when a candidate leads into these cultural issues. It can lead to great success in blue areas.
Now, Terry McAuliffe, other Democrats are saying critical race theory is not being taught in schools in Virginia, but there are plenty of references to critical race theory in documents that are on the Virginia Department of Education website. And while there may not actually be a course for second graders on critical race theory, it's the paradigm through which history is being taught, or the lens through which it's being looked at.
That's the central word. It's a paradigm. It's a foundation for how you teach concepts. And when you see bills across the country to ban critical race theory, what they're doing is saying you're not going to allow to teach these concepts that says that one race is better than the other, that one is inherently better than another. You're not allowed to say that fundamentally, as a matter of fact, in the way that the earth is round, that the United States is inherently racist, that Western civilization is inherently racist. That's what these parents are rejecting. And the fact that the Democrats say it doesn't exist only empowers people to go to the school boards and get involved.
New York Times opinion columnist Russ Vought had an interesting take on this. He said Republicans schooled the left in Virginia. The McAuliffe approach isn't going to cut it. You can tell people that CRT is a right-wing fantasy all you want, but this debate was actually instigated not by right-wing parents, but by an ideological transformation on the left. He's saying it's the Democrats' fault. Don't blame the Republicans.
Right, and this was CRT started in the law schools as a reaction against the civil rights movement, where it said we're going to live in a society that is colorblind and treats everyone equally under the law. The law professor said we're going to reject that and we're going to get it into the society, intentionally into all institutions. That's what we're seeing. That's what parents are reacting to.
So you mentioned at the top that some Democrats are doubling down on that. That was a reference to David Plouffe, who was Barack Obama's former campaign manager. He said we need to go on offense with CRT. Is that going to be a winning formula for the Democrats?
You know, all I have to say to that is bring it on. I mean, if you think that's going to be a winning strategy in the states that it's vital to the Democrat coalition, I think that there's going to be disabuse of that notion. But I still think they're going to have voices that, like James Carville, that says, hey, slow down.
Yeah, I've got to ask you one last question, because many Democrats are claiming that white supremacists were responsible for the election results in Virginia. Here's what the Wall Street Journal said about that. So what did all these racist Virginia voters do Tuesday night? In addition to electing Mr. Mr. Youngkin as governor, they elected Winsome Sears as lieutenant governor. She'll be the first African-American woman to be elected to statewide office in Virginia history. These same racists appear to have rejected Mark Herring, a Democrat who admitted he'd appeared in blackface. Instead, they chose Jason Miyares, who will be Virginia's first Latino attorney general. The diversity of the new leadership in Virginia. Democrats love to play the race card. Does this take that option off the table?
I think it does, and I think that's the other big message from this election is not they had a sword for decades to use against people who want to touch cultural issues. That sword is now directed at themselves. Every time they try to wield it, it will wound them.
All right, Russ Vought, great to see you again. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. We'll see you again soon. A lot of